And we're live. Everything that could happen, could go wrong, will go wrong. How's everybody doing today? It is a glorious day in Texas. I'm going to have Finbear coming on here soon. Thank you guys for waiting around in YouTube for us to go live. This is the HEX Foodies Telegram group weekly live broadcast, Tuesdays at noon. Hello, Bitfinesse. Hello, Sandra. Hello, David Rarik. Hello, Street Guru. Hello, Marcavelli. Hello, Minnesota Melissa. Hello, Billy Bob. All right. I don't have any content today. Hello, Laws. Sandra Larson. You clicked on the link. Are you ready to go live? Marcavelli, can I bring you on? No, 1 second. All right. So I rearranged my room lately, my front room, my studio. I'm very happy about that. Pat on the head for this one. Crypto Frontier. Hello, hello. So right above my head, you can see the HEX book I got off of Amazon. That was a good, quick read. They talked about HEX being slowed down a little bit by Ethereum fees, which I didn't really want to introduce new people to until they understand HEX. But oh well, pass that on to my parents, passed it on to people that I admired in business. Marcavelli, you ready? Hey, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. How's it going?
Pretty dang good here in Texas. How are you?
Good. Just catching out all the Hex streams today and trying to keep posted in the Pulse X chat and just keeping updated with all the Hex stuff going on.
Yeah, I sacrificed the other day. I wasn't really sure when I wanted to go in. I didn't play the hex price right, but I'm very happy to say that I'm another person, involved, and I did my sacrifice, and it feels so good to do it. When did you do it?
I did. I did a good chunk at about 31 cents, and I'm. I think I did a little bit more. I sold a little bit because I got scared and so I got a little bag to sacrifice whenever I want, so I don't have to. I might buy back in Hex and then sacrifice it. But yeah,
Mm.
I got most of my bag already sacrificed. I might do another few thousand or so.
I went so hard on Pulse Chain, I didn't really need to get all flustered about Pulse Hex.
Yeah.
Sandra Larson, do you want to come on? I don't see that you have a mic. Hey, Hex Dragon, you ready? He's probably doing stuff in private chat. I don't pay attention to
Yeah,
private chat.
Sandra, you're gonna need earbuds and
I
preferably a
put you on
microphone.
Dragon. Sandra, you need, yeah, like what Finbear just said.
You're gonna need to have
Man, Hex Dragon, I want an update. What have you been doing?
earbuds because otherwise it's gonna be like just one big echo
Echo.
party.
I'll knock you off, Sandra. Don't worry about it.
So, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved. So I'm back in Austin and I have internet, so I can finally stream again and meet with clients and everything. Growing the Regen Trust Fund, um, which is our nonprofit for acquiring land for regeneration. And really excited by that. That's been it, really. It's been a really crazy December, but feeling good. Got a lot on. Had a absolutely terrible experience a few days ago. I'm debating about sharing, but basically, I guess I'll share. I sacrificed to the HEX contract address.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Dear.
And I had no idea how or why that was even saved in my MetaMask, and I figured it out. So apparently, when your stake ends, you don't mint your own HEX. The HEX contract sends it to you, and it gets added to your MetaMask recent history. And somehow I saved that address in MetaMask, and I was like so confident I've never messed up before with any of my saved addresses. And this was a different wallet, and when I sent it, I couldn't find it. I had no idea what happened, and I figured it out. So yeah, I literally sacrificed everything to the HEX contract.
Yeah.
so does it?
Oh,
Did
man.
it show up on Pulse X lead?
No, it
I-
doesn't show up anywhere. If you send it to
Okay.
the contract address,
Yeah, I doubt
it's
it.
gone forever.
Yeah.
There's no way to get it out. That's
Wow.
just that's
Was it a big?
Yeah, it was huge.
Was it somebody else's money too?
motherfucker.
Was it just yours?
It was a mix, but I'm covering all of it. So it was basically my entire bag.
Mother
Holy shit.
effer. Well,
Yeah.
I had
should I share a bit to because
Yeah,
like we
gloss
have
that
this
over.
we have this saying that it doesn't, like, if you hang yourself in a group, it doesn't hurt as much. So let me share, just to ease your pain a bit. I've lost one MetaMask that has 1.5 million staked HEX in it. Most of it is over 10 years. Entirety of the account is gone, never to be found again.
I feel you. Yeah, it was about the same for me.
That's day 22 stakes, all of them.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
when
you pay your dues, like, one way or the other.
Now,
Awesome to see you guys. Like, can you guys check out, like, the power of advertising? I went to that gray-haired guy. What's his name? I forget. And I told him I'm coming on the stream, and they're all here now. This is brilliant. I wonder if the same's gonna work for Ethereum. We're sort of gonna use the same method.
well, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that you guys were growing the channel a lot. I'm sorry for not having been here for probably a month or so. It was just getting so bad I wasn't able to connect. But I did actually want to ask all yours opinion. So this was my bag for sacrificing for Pulse X.
Yeah.
And it went to the wrong address where it can never be touched again by anybody.
Yeah.
Would the community be supportive of this counting as potentially a legitimate Pulse X sacrifice, or should it not count if the community is able to decide? I'm curious how people would feel about that.
I guess, like, if you did a signature, or just something to, like, prove that your level of interaction. I don't know. Those are just my first thoughts.
Well, it's from my address. I have the Ether scans. I have a screenshot of when it happened. I mean, that's all on the blockchain. So
is that your largest address? Is it the one with your 15-year stakes and things like that? Or is this a sub address that you set up?
it was a wallet that was going to hold just Pulse X.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not gonna completely dox yourself.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
But I don't know, like, it's not that different from that Vietnamese fella who was bugging Richard about sacrificing from the exchange. Like, anything that you would consider like as a like a personal thing.
Well, the
It just
permanent
it
exchange means
just
the exchange gets the Pulse X. So that's from sacrificing the wrong place as opposed to the wrong address. And I could see if you sacrifice to like a scammer, like, well, a scammer now has it, it's still in circulation. But this was literally sacrificed to where it's out of circulation now, to probably the only address I would even consider a legitimate one that might qualify for this kind of thing, because it is still in the hex community in a sense, and it's
Yeah.
out of circulation, and it's literally for hex.
Can you
It's like-
specify like what that address is exactly? I'm not completely familiar with like what that address does. That's the address that pays out at the end of your stake, or
no, it's like the OA address. So it's just like, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't. Yeah,
He sent it to the hex contract though, right?
yeah, like into the contract address, which is
yeah, is that
completely
like
wrong.
is that the same as the OA, or is that separate? I don't.
No,
'cause some-
the OA runs the contract, but it's not that. That's like I distinctively remember Richard saying that it's due to the protocol. Any funds that are sent to the contract address can never be retrieved by anyone, ever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
As mistakes go, that's like the kind that really sucks to be really sucks to be the guy who made it, because there's almost a case for like having this system corrupt the mistake. But we all make mistakes. Some of them are hugely expensive, and yeah, like let's say it's like 50 grand or something, like 100 grand or something like big that you sacrificed or mistakenly sent there. It would feel reasonable for us, for somebody to take the time and count you in to the sacrifice. But what about like the guys in, like the Vietnamese guys who send in $7? And that's a huge amount of work for absolutely nothing, because like all of the funds are completely lost. They won't be, I don't know if they will be copied over, but even if they will, they're still completely lost on the other on the new blockchain as well. That's
Yeah,
an absolute like, that's a bummer.
I think it's more of like a hypothetical of just like, if we were in charge, would we give him any credit as like the hex community at a large, like everyone weigh in, like, oh, well, if you made a mistake, wouldn't it be nice to have a way to like, but my thing is like, okay, like when you sacrifice hex to the actual sacrifice address, is like, what's the difference between what happens to the hex after it's sacrificed, like to the correct address, compared to sending it to that the other contract that he did? Like if it's just gone and gone, sacrificed like to the correct address compared to sending it to that
Somebody's
the other
echoing.
contract that he did. Like if it's just gone and gone, sacrificed like to the correct
Who's
address
echoing?
compared to sending it to that contract.
It's not Sandra. Sandra is in the background.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put on headphones, Sandra. Otherwise it's gonna echo.
No, she's got her mic off.
I actually, so two things. One, I want to answer that question. Two, I opened up YouTube so I could respond in chat also, because there's some really great comments in here. To answer your question, by the way, nice to meet you, Marcavelli. What happens, I believe, will be the same thing. Now, technically, the sacrifice address is an address that the dev team is in charge of, so they can spend it or do other things. If the intention though is to hold the hex, lock it up permanently, the way we did with Pulse, then it'd be no different. The hex is the sacrifice to the hex contract address is locked up forever, and nobody can ever move that. So that is permanently sacrificed. That's the best way to honestly sacrifice hex.
Yeah.
If,
But
however, there's an
Yeah.
intention to ever sell in the future or do anything else with in the future, then that'd be different. So
yeah, in one frame you technically did sacrifice, so yeah, you could get credited in one way, but there is like, I mean, we're not devs, we don't know exactly what the value acquisition of the sacrifice wallet is gaining from having stuff in it. Like that might be used, there might be value that we don't quite fully understand as compared to actually just sacrificing and having it disappeared. So you might not be able to get your whole bag back, but I mean, as a member of the community, I wouldn't mind you getting, you know, whatever that value equation is that you get, you know, what you deserve, because technically you sacrifice, but you're just
It's like you threw the virgin in the wrong volcano.
yeah, exactly.
It's that one over there, motherfucker. Did you go? Oh my
That
god.
was last month. Oh,
You
crap.
threw her
That's
in the
analogy.
flood volcano, you cunt.
I know. We're looking for rain and you threw it into the drought volcano.
Oh my god, he did it again. Andy, he did it again. Well,
So,
we're out of virgins now. I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry to be like this, but like if we contact somebody about this issue, then we can't say that we're not responsible for addresses after that point. Then there's a little bit of like, oh, okay, well, you know, let me give you this this bonus, this freebie, this get out of jail card. I'm if you ever think about hurting yourself, I'll send you HEX. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
I'm really
we'll make you whole, man. This is
we're live right now,
Yeah,
and it's just not sinking into my head of like how deep this is for you, and I'm really sorry.
It's surreal for me. I woke up having nightmares.
Oh
So
my God,
consciously,
man.
it's really intense. I'm literally dreaming about screwing up with my MetaMask transactions.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. That's
But like
so
at the same
horrible.
time, I've been really thinking about this, and I'm kind of hopeful that this can be one an awareness for other people. Two, that there are actually a couple of things that could be done. So maybe things will turn out okay, and will count as a sacrifice, because all that has to be added is the time frame. Adding the, for example, the HEX contract address to anybody who sacrifices during this sacrifice phase to also get credit for HEX. It'd be like one line of code, maybe more. I'm not a advanced.
Yeah, I'm definitely on your side, because it's like people sacrificed after the sacrifice was over for the pulse chain. So I mean, technically, all of their shit should not be counted. We should all get up in arms and be like, "What fuck all these people?" But you know, it's the same difference as what you did. You know, you're doing something outside of the lines, and there's exceptions to the rule because, I mean, ultimately, we're all on the same team. So it's like, I mean, if you were my brother, I'd be like, hey, yeah, please give my brother some of this sacrifice. Like, he messed up. Like, not everyone knows everything about dev support, blah, blah, blah. So I'm on your side. I hope something gets resolved for you for sure.
Thank you. I mean, and it really, this is about intention with the entire sacrifice thing. It's not like we're buying something and we paid the wrong credit card company or whatever. But I do like the version analogy a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but still, yeah, a massive shame. Like, yeah, we really don't wish something like this on anybody, but much less you. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Crypto Grandpa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, everybody. Everybody in the chat's just blowing it up.
Yeah, this is awesome. There's so
Someone
many
asked
people
if
so many people in the chats. I don't know. Like, I can't contain myself.
Street Guru wants to talk about Pulse Chain.
Oh, that's interesting. So what is that? That's some kind of a cryptocurrency type of a thing?
Pulse Chain is just gonna make things quicker and cheaper and onboarding is going to be easier. And then there's all sorts of gameplay on whether people are going to come over and only play in Pulse Chain
I'm
or only
already
play in
sitting in a
Ethereum.
Lambo, man.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
This is this is
No,
a
that's a Hummer.
Lamborghini limousine or something.
Oh, I saw a bunch of limousines the other day. I was wondering what was going on. It was you driving through my town, huh?
Maybe it was like a Hexican get together.
So,
Yeah.
Machiavelli, what news you got?
Well, I mean, it's a vague question about what is the pulse chain, or is there an actual question?
We don't have no.
Okay.
I sacked a lot for Pulse Chain. That's all I have to say. I believe in Pulse Chain.
Yeah, I'm doing more this time, so.
So how about that video? How about that video in London? Where
Which one?
Richard was under blue light, and it was the one that was just released yesterday. Yesterday or the day before.
I think I've seen it.
Oh yeah, you did. Where it's an Asian woman with a British accent interviewing him.
Is she Asian?
Oh yeah,
she
that
was.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, she looked a bit Asian.
Perhaps.
Ish.
Machiavelli, you said that real fast. You said that you sacked more for Pulse X than you did for Pulse Chain. Why is that? Because you're a deep Hexican and your stakes hadn't come out until recently.
Well, I mean, the price is basically doubled since the first sacrifice, so I got twice as much money to sacrifice. So I basically just put in twice as much as I would have otherwise, and I'm still holding on to a nice bag. So if any whales are listening and want to pump the price, I'll sacrifice some more.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I'm putting some in as well.
Yeah,
I haven't sacrificed anything yet.
I did just the other day.
I did. I did like just a few thousand hex just to get my feet wet, just before we dumped. But yeah, that doesn't count yet.
Yeah, it's so nerve-wracking to time this. I mean, you want to sacrifice hex, but it's like the one positive is that it's like a weighted average, like 15 minutes before you sacrifice and 15 minutes after you sacrifice. So even if the price is all over the place, like you're getting a weighted average for a half an hour little block for when you sacrifice. But even with that, it's like it's wild. Like what it was at 30. Yeah,
it's been pumping pretty nicely today.
Now that was what was stated, but there was one stream where Richard actually contradicted that, in that he was considering just doing the timestamped value and not the average, because that was actually going to be easier. Because the thing is, if you understand the math behind it, you have your time, and then you have to find the time before and the time after, instead of just taking that one time. Because the average, you're averaging what? You're averaging like every single minute, every single second for that block, or just that exact time.
And how many exchanges? Like, do you take an average on all the dexes or all the dexes and centralized exchanges? And there's a lot of.
And the reason for doing that and for saying he was going to do that was to prevent exploitation from people doing things where you could like 10x the price or whatever for like a minute and then get credit for that. So that was the idea of averaging it, but that didn't happen. So he decided, or he said that he might not do that because it was more of a safety mechanism to prevent exploitation. But because nobody tried that exploit, it didn't seem as necessary to do the weighted average. And that's another example of like, it was one thing that was said, but it wasn't programmed into a contract. So when there's this conversation about code is law, for example, which I agree with LOZ on, that if that's how this worked, I mean, then that would be true. There'd be nothing to debate here. But the reality is that there's actually a spreadsheet being created that can be edited, and other addresses can be added all the time. I mean, Richard just added more SAC addresses the other day. Like, this is not a completed product right now. This is a project that we're using for sacrificing, and he can keep adding more things to this. So this isn't set in stone. This is still active right now, even as we speak.
Yeah, I understood it as like exactly the same rules as pulse chain sacrifice for pulse X sacrifice, and that was enough for me to understand how to go forward, because all this stuff continues to be relayed to us, the participants. I'm because I'm hosting this, I'm constantly paying attention to the chat and stuff, and so I apologize whenever I get mind drifty. Somebody was saying, "Good luck, dude," said David. Just whatever you do, just stay right here. You're in a good corner, you know. Like,
Yeah, it'll be fine. I've already done the math. Basically, I just sacrificed a year of my life. But with
do you have something do you have something going already in the pulse sacrifice?
In Pulse, yes. In Pulse X, no. And to make up the loss of the hex, it's about 1 year of interest.
You can swap some pulse for pulse X before the bridge is open.
Yeah, it was just about 80% of my bag, so it was a massive sacrifice.
Oh my god!
it's sinking. It's sinking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The more awareness in the community. I mean, people kept sacrificing after the end of the sacrifice, and they got credited. Like that was the rules, and then the rules changed. I feel for you, man. I definitely do. I mean, the price and the swings always is just like, yeah. I've got a lot in HEX, and I'm very like, I want the best for everyone who's got the best intentions, and I think Richard Hart does too. So I mean, I think you got a chance. I mean, one way or another, get something out of the deal. So I hope you get a little bit of peace and confirmation. I hope this lands on the right dev's ear and just like, oh well, if I just click this fucking button here, then he'll be taken care of. It's like, yeah, go ahead and click that button, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully that will be doable.
Hey, Laws. I put the link in the chat again if you want to come back on, or if you want to come on, that would be cool. And Sandra, I'm going to boot you from backstage because I don't like people backstage if they're not going to be on. It's just a security thing.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for weighing in on this. I was really hesitant to bring this, especially on such a public platform.
Chat is with you, man. The majority of chat, the majority of the Hexkins are with you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But anyway, again, thank you all very much.
I'm sure everybody is with you, man. No, like nobody wishes this on anybody. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I would just.
What a way to start the new year.
I would try to like DM certain people in Telegram or whoever the mods are, whatever. I mean, try to get as many people to know about your situation, and I mean, someone might know exactly who to contact. So just like keep putting those feelers out there to find out if anyone can resolve the issue. I mean, the Pulse Chain Telegram chat, they're really responsive, and I mean, they might know the person. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's devs in there that may or may not be writing code for the sacrifice. Like, I mean, if you go in there and talk to someone, maybe you could get the right person to talk to, and they could maybe do something. Otherwise, this is like game theory for the next sacrifice. It's like, okay, how many sacrifices have we done? This is the second one. And here's something that came up, like blah, blah, blah. Maybe we can resolve this for people like they did for the first sacrifice by extending the sacrifice.
Well, in building on that, one of the things I want to shout out to is Staker app. They make it so that it's noob friendly. Like, click this button to sacrifice here. There's no having to read a 20-digit number, possibly getting confused, possibly typoing something. Like, they make it really user friendly. So shout out to Staker App team for really helping to improve the crypto space for everybody and making it safer for people like myself who was wanting to move my stuff to Staker App because I really like the smart contract and how it's working. And I was still using MetaMask, and this is one of the challenges with using MetaMask.
We're in crypto to be our own bank, but the problem is I am my own bank, dude.
Right. Well, yes, we are, but we can make things more user friendly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure you want to send to this? Like, there's different things that we can do moving forward, and this is something that bring awareness of, because as more people know that I'm not the only person. There's actually a lot of people, and they're usually newer, who have these kinds of experiences. And if we can improve the user experience for crypto, especially for hex-related projects and products, that's going to be beneficial to all of us moving forward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for little icons to be put upon each stake, so that people can be like, oh yeah, that's my daughter's car. That's that's the college fund.
It's a brilliant idea. I like that one a lot.
There's
by the way, I'm actually about to create my first smart contract myself. And it does require using MetaMask, but it's what, whoops, I just lost it. Is what, have you heard of Gnosis?
Gnosis.
Yeah. I'm really excited by Gnosis, multi-sig, and being able to create smart wallets and smart contracts. And I need that because I'm managing a nonprofit, and we're using Pulse HEX and hopefully Pulse X for our funds. And I want to have multiple people have to sign in on any transactions that happen. One, especially to prevent idiots like myself from doing what just happened.
That's very risky. If you
Please tell me more.
If you have a multi-sig wallet, which requires everybody's signature, it only takes one signature to be corrupted or lost for the entire contract to go.
So I'm looking into it more. My thoughts are, yes, I'm aware of that, and that is a concern. But if you can have it where it is requires 2 out of 3 or other possible things. The other idea I had is that if, for example, the primary custodian has a contract set up and they don't fulfill it after a certain period of time, somebody else then gains the ability to do that. Similar to how good accounting works, where other people can end your stake for you. So other people can pay to complete the different contracts you have, which will then carry out that this is sent to this address or whatever. So I want to have, because the way I want the fund to work is I'm time locking it. So 10% of the fund can be spent every year indefinitely. So anybody could pay the good accounting to move 10% to this nonprofit that they can then spend that year. So it doesn't have to come from me. So in case something happens to me, the fund can continue moving forward indefinitely. So that's what I'm looking at doing is making it actually so that it doesn't require multiple people signing in to do that, but rather having a way for anybody to pay the network fee to have the smart contract carry itself out.
Yeah. Okay, so also take into consideration that there might be a time in the future when there's nobody who's in control of the address your smart contract is sending funds to. So there has to be a way to also regulate which accounts are the recipients of the HEX or Pulse.
Yeah, what do we do to make it so that accounts can safely be inherited and moved on so they don't get lost or whatever? Because
exactly.
We're talking about these long-term things. We need ways to keep them safe.
Yeah, I was I was listening to Crypto Kool-Aid one time when he was talking with the Australians, and this was a thing that came to my mind was you could have your staked HEX wrapped inside an NFT that handles your stakes, and you could decide which accounts could operate within the NFT and take out funds. And those accounts could only give the allowance to another account, but they couldn't take out any other accounts who also have an allowance. So that would make it possible for children to pass it on as like a inheritance or whatever. And none of the siblings could kick one of the sisters or brothers out of the loop.
I think a lot of people are hoping for like encapsulated stakes to become a thing, and then it's be a little bit easier to do passing on inheritances of some sort.
Yeah, I don't really like encapsulating the stakes is pretty much like whatever, because like holding on to the stakes until the end by yourself is still gonna be the most profitable play.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic too. I want to
because you're always gonna pay somebody to take out the value beforehand. And if the idea is to have like value grow for your benefit, why not just keep it all and not
well,
stake?
and that's the thing is like the game theory around it is really interesting, because if everybody now stakes, if 100% of everything out there is staked, and yet it's all liquid, that kind of defeats the purpose of the delayed gratification, everything else. We turn something that was staked to something that's not staked, and everybody's earning the higher interest, which is really diluting the people who were legitimately going to hold on to it the entire time, by also rewarding the people who otherwise wouldn't stake. So it rewards the people who don't really want to stake, while reducing what the people who were going to stake get. That's the disadvantage of wrapping stakes.
So are we talking about
Yeah,
like
but it has the effect on the price. Like staking immediately has an effect on circulating supply.
Yeah.
And it has it's easier to get a 10x in price than to get 10% higher yield. And there's not gonna be like if people still wanna sell their HEX before their time is up, but wanna make like mad gains, it's gonna make sense for them to wrap their stakes and stake them for 15 years because they're gonna get the higher APY. But it's gonna be good for anybody who holds their own stakes because, yeah, the HEX price just went up, and even though the APY is lower, it's still more steady because the T-share rate is not gonna go up because of those stakes for the next 15 years. It's gonna keep things more steady.
so and in Jawa, thanks for being here. Bart, thanks for being here. Cindy B, thanks for being here. So whenever y'all talk about NFTs and our stakes, I kind of think like the NFT could be an area of operating closer to the human eyes and conveying the information much easier, while it controls what happens with our interaction with the HEX contract.
Were we talking about NFTs?
We did talk about it for just a second.
I'm sorry, I brought it up.
So Street Guru talked about how there might be an opportunity right before PulseX or right before Pulse Chain launch that we could trade Pulse for PulseX. I've also heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
In the
so
voice chats.
They'll open the floodgates for us Hexicans before anybody else gets to rummage around in there. But you'll only be able to trade PulseX and Pulse, so all the other tokens won't be tradable.
Oh, really? You can't buy a like
No, you
HEX
can't.
or whatever?
No, that's how I understood it. Is only you can only trade Pulse and Pulse X.
Oh, you can just
Where did you
swap
guys see
those
that?
two.
It was one of the most recent streams of Richard's.
Okay, I'm behind on one still.
Yeah.
Crypto Grandma wanted to ask about Hedron. Is that something that's an absolute third party, or is that fitting into our conversation at all?
I heard Blue Bum talk about it today, and I know Red Squirrel has looked into it. I haven't, and to me it sounds very complicated, but that's not to say it might not still be a good thing.
Laws corrected me. It was before the bridge, not before the launch, of course, because we would be interacting on Pulse Chain.
Yeah. There's nothing before the launch.
Okay, that's what I heard from also Laws.
Yeah.
So yeah, makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Well, does anybody have anything to share along the lines of Hex Foodies normal content?
Yeah,
y'all got any show and tells or anything?
Oh, I got something to show and tell, but I'm gonna have to take
Pause.
off for just a few seconds if you
Cool.
let me. All right, I'll be back shortly.
All right.
I want him to show and tell the vehicle he's in.
Hex Dragon, what are your plans now? Okay, you've got a new place, and so you're probably more in the city than out in the lands. So you're assuming a different lifestyle now.
Temporarily. So I'm building a community here. We've about 50 Hexicans in it, and we're all using these different Richard Hart projects and products to grow our wealth for the purpose of land acquisition. So I'm hosting monthly events here for us, and in preparation for one, building community, like doing personal development, and then also figuring out breaking smaller teams for who might want to buy land together and create different types of community. So what we've set up is we all have a 1-year agreement that we're not going to spend any of the what we pulled together until 2023, and then we're going to buy land wherever we want in the world, and we can do it in different groups. So being in Austin is allowing me to network more easily, have better internet, so I can also just start streaming more. That's the other thing I want to do is I want to start streaming a lot of the content that we've been talking about, more dedicated to that, and getting us prepared for the different types of community we want to create, because we've talked about in previous episodes, there's so many ways to create community and how we want to go about it. And I think they're all wonderful and valid. So I'm just making a space for those people to share how they want to do it, and then for people to self-organize into these different teams to create the best things possible. Instead of it kind of how it is right now, where you go out, you live at a place, they say there's something, you find out they're not. Like, we're figuring all this out in advance and going into it with an abundance mindset instead of entering it from a place of scarcity or not really having that many options. So that is why I moved back to Austin, was I was commuting 2 to 3 hours a day for meetings here anyway. And
1.5 hours and then 1.5 hours.
yes.
Makes perfect sense.
Let's see.
Okay.
Real fast. Let me talk
Okay.
about the meetups that we've established inside this group. On the 10th down in New Zealand, Hexican Chief NZ is down in New Zealand, and he's offering to host everyone from the 10th to the 14th if you can make it to New Zealand this month. In March, there's the Vegas meetup. So just if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please do. And the hotels have not been announced yet, but they should be able to get us some awesome deals on that. And join the Telegram group if you haven't already. That's Hex Vegas. And then May 30th, we've got a Hex Foodies group meetup sponsored by this group. It's a shepherding event over in Navajo Nation. We'll be at the four corners where the 4 states come together. And we're going to hike about 20 or so miles with the sheep up in elevation. That'll be pretty fun. That's May 30th. Mark your calendar. And on June 12th through 17th, you can do some natural building up in Montana. Oren, who is Empty Plane in our chats, has organized a work trade situation out on Wheaton Labs. And this is a property that I'm friends with the owner, Paul Wheaton. And so if it is that Warren, if you communicate with Warren and he says, this isn't the right fit, I guarantee get with me and I will figure out a situation where you can still come on the property and participate with something up there at Wheaton Labs if it is that you have interest in that sort of thing. Take it away, Finn Bear.
Okay, so Christmas presents. I got like on both sides of the spectrum. I got like 2 really cool things here. So check this out. Which one should I go? I'll show the useful one first. So I don't know how I could show it to you guys.
Oh, let me put you as the
it sucks, man.
main person.
It's the green screen thing really fucks this up. But oh my god, what a beautiful knife this is. You guys can't even see it.
You can see
It's
it
the
pretty
green screen thing that messes it up.
So it's a wood handle, it's a leather casing.
Yeah, it's like a traditional knife that we got over here. Very useful. I've not had a good one for a while, so it was wonderful to get one.
Do you hold it in the drawer or do you use it?
Of course I use it.
Are you actually going to use it? Okay.
Yeah. You can you can use a knife like that for anything. Like you need that and a saw, and you can build a house. And then I got this, and many of you might wonder what on earth a thing like this is. There's a bit of an explanation over there. So what you do is you put it into the water with your eggs when you start boiling your eggs, and it's an egg timer, and it starts to play different music when depending on what the sort of the doneness of the yolk is.
That is
so fun.
So when the yolk is raw, it plays "Take on Me." When it's sort of medium boiled, it plays 99 Red Balloons, and when the eggs are like done and firm, it plays Just Can't Get Enough, which is cool. And so basically, there's like 2 sides of the same coin. The other gift is a useful present. The other one you might as well stick up your ass. The only thing is, if you stick this up your ass, there's no handle, so you can't pull it out. And by the time you're in the hospital, having it removed from your intestines, it probably plays I Just Can't Get Enough, which adds to the embarrassment. So I wouldn't do that, but still, nice stuff. Merry Christmas, and yeah, that's all I have to share.
Sticking feathers up your ass will not make you a chicken.
No, that's true. Words of wisdom from Marcavelli. We don't have to have full screen my face. You guys can join in.
My bad. Here we go. Hex Bastard reminded us of a Hex UK meetup in Newcastle on the 29th of January, so at the end of this month. Awesome. Yeah. And then also I was reminded by Pulsicano not to forget about the online Hex conference that happens here in just 2 days. 3 days.
Yeah, we're gonna be busy. It's a good thing I got all my stuff set up because you never know what's gonna happen.
Finbear's talking. Finbear's a guest speaker.
What?
What?
Where?
Are you? Aren't you?
Am I? What?
Yep. Oh, he's playing.
What? No, seriously. What? When? Where? I am. Am I? What? Do I have to prepare? Fucking hell, man. Seriously. You're gonna have to send me a link or something. I wanna
That's
see
what you told me.
I got the message, but I guess they found other speakers. Oh, please God, don't make it so. Well, hopefully they found other speakers.
If you want any help, let me know. I'm happy to step in.
Yeah, no, I've got I've got a good thing. I can keep a solid 15-20 minutes on anything. I'm fine. Yeah.
I think that's how it's set up, is just 15-20 minutes. And Matty Allen, I think he's got like a preemptive schedule, like to the 15-minute, like, you know, someone goes 15.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave Matty hanging. Like, yeah, I've got like the thing that I told him about is like I've got a slideshow and everything on it. If he wants me to do it, yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, everybody in the
I
chat.
think you guys will love it.
Everybody in the chat, please like and subscribe. We want to reach as many hexagons as possible. We talk about regenerative body practices and regenerative land practices in the chat, Hex Foodies, on Telegram.
Yeah, and if you guys don't mind, try to find Finbear on YouTube. That's my channel, and I'm gonna start streaming in Finnish. That's why I invested $14 on the equipment here to make it at least sound good, because yeah, I can't really, like, you know, the content is what it is, and we all have to make do with. Oh, are we microphone twins?
Yeah, we're looking really close. I don't have mine connected right now either, but likewise, I think actually on YouTube I'm Sugar Dragon, but on Twitter I'm HexDragon5555.
Yeah.
I'll be adding more content also soon. So
yeah.
Well,
we're gonna be busy.
I just put Finbear's channel on YouTube in the chat. Please like and subscribe.
Oh, and man, thank you.
On Hex Dragon, where are you going to be streaming, Hex Dragon?
I believe I'm Sugar Dragon right now. I didn't realize that when I changed my Gmail, it changes on here also. That's a nickname I received for all of my friends that I got into Hex, who are it's a combination of Sugar Daddy and Dragon.
Wow.
Dragon means protector of wealth. So you guys can call me either one, Hex Dragon or Sugar Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time finding your. I'm having a hard time searching YouTube altogether.
I'll drop my link in just a moment.
Thank you.
Yeah, Red Squirrel is here, commenting that he thought that my channel is just Red Squirrel and Mango Chunky, which mostly that's like I would say that's like 70-80% of the target audience right there. Actually, I've made like my subscriber numbers are up like 140% or something in a week, because I've made 14 new subs. Oh, you got one of those big ones.
Hey, Pulsicano.
Yeah, I need to change that, obviously.
Get you a Blue Yeti microphone, and you won't have to worry about the issue for a long while. It's a really nice microphone. X-Ray Vision is the guy who told me to get this one, and I totally agree.
I've heard good things about that for sure. How much is that? Is that like less than 200?
It's probably 60
Can
bucks.
you use this for the ASMR type of stuff? So could I be eating crunchies and you guys would be like, oh my god, I can't believe. I can hear his beard scratching on the microphone. It feels like he's inside my head.
Girls are gonna love the mustache.
Can hear the crumbs on the microphone.
Speaking of, some girls have been farting on their microphones lately.
Farting, seriously.
That's what YouTube brings to my attention. This is where society's gone from demanding respect into
Yeah, the
making
farting on
money
microphone.
on, ASMR.
Yeah, I shared.
Everybody poops.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody
that's true.
poops.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout
Yeah,
out
I
to
used
Sa- shout out
I
to
don't-
Sandy B.
Oh yeah, Marcovelli, you have a channel too.
Yeah, Marcovelli Crypto Shifters. I'm pretty random. I don't have any type of schedule, but I go live like almost every day, like random as hell. I sometimes if no one's in there, I just put up the hex chart and talk shit to myself in the chat. So
That sounds like a cool plan. I might join you, streaming and talking to myself. I'm already talking to myself. Just adding the streaming part doesn't seem like that much of a chore.
yeah, I usually, I mean, I've got a decent following on Twitter, but so I mean that's the only way you're gonna know when I go live, unless you do it on the YouTube thing and hit the bell. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Imagine how amazed I was when for the first time, I hit my click the button start live stream, and before I saw myself on YouTube, there was already Mango Chunky going, oi, 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 oi. I was like, oh my god. That fella is committed.
yeah.
I know why I like this.
You can't
Blue
even think
Yeti.
about HEX. Why?
It's because it's made by Logitech. I love Logitech. Logitech makes cool mouses. They've made all sorts of things. So
cool.
I wanted to give you the serial number off of this thing, so that you could look at your Amazon options. Anyway,
Take a picture
DM me
and
if
send
you need
it. Send a picture into the
to the chat.
HEX foodies chat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Might be
In
easier.
this maybe? Oh my
Should we
balls.
be? Are we gonna be wrapping this up? I might
Yeah.
join Miyamoto for a second if he's still on. I told him
Cool.
I have a new. I told him I have a new microphone, and he promised me I could come on if I don't talk too much and wreck things.
All right. Well, hey, it was great seeing y'all. I love how much the channel's grown. Really great participation. Thank you all, everybody, for your support. Looking forward to seeing you all soon. And yeah, please reach out to me if you want to chat.
Yeah,
Cool.
and Hex Track, and don't be a stranger. Like if you feel like you have to unburden or something, like you can DM me. I'm always ready for a chat. Like if you wanna.
I appreciate that,
Like,
Ben. Thank you.
Talk man to man. Just hit me up. It was great talking to you guys. So awesome to get so many of you to join us from Crypto Heartbeat. It was like a funny thing. It was his birthday, and I hopped on for the last 5 minutes or something just before our stream started, to pump our stream, and I managed to coax a few of them over.
Thanks, everybody. We do this every Tuesday at noon Central US. Please join us next week.
Heck yeah! And
Oh,
throw out that StreamYard link. I'd love to join you guys whenever I catch it or whatever.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Marcovelli, you're on Twitter, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm in the Foodies Telegram chat thing too.
Okay.
So if you yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna tag you on Twitter whenever I do the whole right before the stream, so it gets the notification out on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. I retweet every everyone that goes live, I'm always trying to like and retweet and get the message out. I love these live streams.
Yeah, live streams are the best.
Well,
We're
thank you
doing
guys.
it, guys. 2022 is the year. We're doing it, man.
This is a crypto takeover.
Oh yeah. Next week,
Hex be
fellas.
with you.
Bye bye.
Bye.